We are live. Shame on anybody that is laughing at me for this hat right now. Shame on anybody, because this was a birthday present for me. Yeah. And if you're laughing at me right now, you should be ashamed of yourself. But isn't it fun? This is a fun hat. And I'm looking at it backwards in the camera, and it really, it's hard. It's confusing. But how's everybody doing? This is kind of how the show is going to go tonight, because we are just disheveled right now. Disheveled is the word I'm looking for. I am going to take this off though, because I'm
glad you're the one that had to say that word.
Disheveled. Yeah, that's a tough one. So thank you, Candy, for the audio video check. Appreciate that very much. What you are looking at here, folks, is someone across from me that looks gorgeous and is all made up. And then you're looking at this pile of poo that's sitting across from her. I haven't shaved in like 4 days because you refused to buy me razor things.
What?
You did. You refused. I did buy them today, though. I'll be shaving tonight.
He knows how to shop. Yes.
We've had a crazy-filled week, and we're going to talk to you all about it, because most of it you don't want to talk about, but I can't wait to talk about.
Okay.
So this is all fish related, folks, except for I do want to mention a couple of quick things that are not fish related, other than, I'm a fish guy and it involved me. Of course, well, no, I have to start with what last week's live stream was supposed to be. If we had gone forward with your plan to stay live until we got to 200,000 subscribers,
we would have been up all night.
We would have been up till like 9 o'clock in the morning, Friday morning.
And I think it was closer to noon.
It might have, I don't know. I remember being in the kitchen and us refreshing, and it happened. And I think I was making lunch. So I think you're right. It was around noon. So yeah, that did happen. Thank you to all 200,000. I will not be thanking you all individually. Like I said, it would be so much fun to do. But then we had Sunday, which was Father's Day, and we didn't really talk about it last week, just because it wasn't that day yet. But Father's Day, I got totally spoiled. I absolutely loved it. And really, I'm super easy to please. All I did was play video games all day.
He did.
All day.
All day.
And I had an absolutely wonderful dinner, breakfast for dinner, which is glorious. It's one of my favorite things in the world. And that was prepared by you and all of the kids, which was just wonderful. It was amazing.
Mainly the kids. I was there to help guide them.
Yep. It was a lot of fun, and it was a delicious dinner. We watched a movie. We watched The Wrong Missy, which was really funny.
That was hilarious.
And it was just a wonderful day. And then once the movie was over and everybody dispersed to their bedrooms, I went back down here and I played more video games. Days Gone, in case anybody's wondering. No, not Last of Us 2. I wait till the games become really cheap, and then I buy them and download them, and that's how it goes. So then we fast forward to yesterday, which yesterday was my birthday.
And there were a lot of happy birthday wishes to him on Instagram. I posted it on my page, and I did tell him and I showed him. So thank you, everybody, for wishing John a happy birthday on my Instagram page.
That was very, very nice. There were quite a few people that put up extra posts and things like that. And I don't do Facebook, and I don't even really know how to use Instagram. There's one person that I communicate with on Instagram, and that's Mike from Aqua Pros. And the only way I know how to do that is to wait for him to text me, and I click on the notification, and that takes me to the page where the DMs are. And
usually I have to tell him when he gets it so he can go message him. So.
I'm not an idiot, folks. I know how to use these things. I know how, I'm very computer literate, but not Instagram or Facebook literate, because I just don't really like either one of those. I dislike Facebook immensely. I don't hate Instagram, but anyway, who cares? Thank you to all of the people that sent out birthday wishes yesterday. I want to shout one in particular out, and you know who it's going to be though, because this was something that was completely unexpected, and it was so unexpected that I actually ran upstairs to tell you that this happened. The thing is, when you have a birthday in 2020, people text you or they send you an Instagram happy birthday or messages on Facebook. I got one call. Well, I got one call that was from someone not family, because I did get a call from my sister. My brother and my other sister texted. Totally fine. I'm fine with texts for birthdays. That's fine. But I got a call from a fellow YouTuber who I admire very much. I've been a fan of for years. I obsessed over this channel for quite some time, and I will tell you the story. And it was, I don't mean this in a bad way at all, I promise. But if I was to have come up with a list of who the YouTubers I think would call me to wish me a happy birthday, he probably would not have made the list, because I don't know him all that well. We've talked quite a few times. He was a guest on my live stream one time. Really good dude. Like I said, I'm a super fan of this guy. It was Eric Triplet from The Pond Digger. And it came out of nowhere, and it hit me in a special place. And let me tell you what it's done. It's inspired me to be a better human being. It really has. He doesn't know, and he's not watching this right now. He doesn't know that he had this kind of effect on me, but he really did, because it's like, hey, this is a guy I've never met in person. I've conversed with him on the phone a couple times and stuff like that. Really good dude. We've gone back and forth on Messenger and stuff like that. He called me to wish me a happy birthday. It just made me...
He has the cutest goat.
He does.
It's
yeah.
so cute.
See, I'm going to talk about the goat here for a minute. So here's how it goes back, because I told you this last night. And this is the thing that is just, it's crazy when you live in this world. You go back to like 2015. I fell down a rabbit hole, which we all do on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I fell down the rabbit hole of obsessing over building a pond. I wanted to build a pond. It's something I have not ever done in my life. I've wanted to my entire life. And I'm like, you know what? We're going to get this other house, which we didn't end up doing until 2 years ago. We're going to get this other house. We're going to build a pond. I can't wait to do it. I'm going to start researching it now. And so, of course, I landed on Eric Triplet's or the Pond Digger. I landed on his channel. He's got a series of videos on building a pond from the ground. Actually, I guess it would be the ground down when it comes to a pond, right. But every single step of the process, it's absolutely brilliant. It's an amazing series of videos on YouTube. And I was telling you last night, it's amazing that I live in a world where I was obsessing over this guy's content for weeks 5 years ago.
Right.
And if you would have asked me 5 years ago if that guy would have been calling me on my 46th birthday to wish me a happy birthday, I would have said you were nuts. That's just the beautifulness of beautifulness. I think that's a word. Sure. That's how beautiful this world is. So anyway.
It's kind of equivalent to me. Candy knows. I messaged her because I got a like from Plantarina for one of my plants or something, or I had said something on her channel, and I got a like, and I was like, oh my God, Plantarina liked what I said, and it meant a lot.
That is awesome. It's not a call on your birthday, though.
No, you're right. It's not a call on my birthday.
But anyway, my birthday was also a beautiful day. Again, pretty much played video games the entire day. This is why I don't always play video games, because I go a little crazy, and that's all I do.
And at the end of the day, he goes, oh, I feel like a piece of poop.
But I used the real word.
I didn't do anything all day. I'm such a lazy piece of poop. And then I got to hear him, be all upset because he was lazy.
But you know
on
what?
His birthday.
I mess with our YouTube channel and with another project that we're going to talk about that we're not really going to talk about. I obsess over things so much. I obsess over things to an unhealthy level where I lose sleep and my hair turns gray, which, hello. It's nice to have something to escape into, which it's not like I've got baseball, which I should have right now. I guess we're going to be getting baseball in a couple of weeks or so, but it's a nice little escape. So I am ashamed of it that a 46-year-old man is playing video games. But anyway, it's a great game. Days Gone. If you haven't played it, it's Sons of Anarchy meets Walking Dead. Come on. I mean, how do you beat that? So
there are so many people on here that do not care.
I know that's true. And that's fine. And I don't blame them, because if I was watching this right now, I'd be like, what is this nerd talking about? So anyway, listen, something else I did over the weekend, and I did even work on Father's Day a little bit, was what you see behind me. I told you last week that you're going to see this sitting behind me, and I didn't lie to you. It's still not 100% done, and there's a big reason for that. And that's what we need to talk about now. Because we done changed our mind. And
no, you changed your mind.
I changed my mind. I ran it by you. You cleared it. You had to give the final approval. Come on,
Right.
We all know that.
This is true.
We changed our mind, but there's a very, very good reason why. So it has to do with something that we really can't talk about right now, but we are working on something very, very big. We're not going to change the world. It's not like something, but it's really big for us. And it involves KGTropicals. It involves fish keeping, obviously. And it's going to be happening in our garage. So please, what?
Well, you're going to talk about that?
No, I'm not revealing what that is.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying that what we're working on, there's only 3 people that know what we're working on. One of them is no way going to tell anybody. The other 2, if they tell somebody, which I don't think they will.
It might be 4.
Oh boy. We know who you are. And if the beans get spilled, we're coming for you, because we're going to know that it's you. But anyway, it's a really exciting project. Very, very big for us. Like I said, it involves fish keeping. It involves KGTropicals. And it involves you. And it's going to be a wonderful thing. That's happening in the garage. Our garage is not going to become a traditional garage again. It's still going to be centered around our business. So why not just leave the tank there? And here's the thing, couple of things. If you've been following along with this channel for any length of time, you know that I have been having nightmares for months. When was Ted here? Ted was here back in the winter time. Ted Judy from Custom Aquariums came here. It was a long time ago. And we were talking about it then, because David and they were talking about buying a house.
Oh, yeah. It was like November.
It was a long time ago, 6-7 months ago. And I was telling him then how much I was having nightmares over bringing that tank down here. It's not the fear of breaking the tank. If the tank breaks, that sucks. It's a horrible nightmare.
Yeah.
And we got to get a new tank and all of this. That's terrible. My fear is I know this sounds like over-the-top paranoia, but my fear is someone getting killed. Because you have to think about, we're carrying this glass box made of 3/4 inch thick glass. If that falls, first of all, that's 750 pounds falling down on somebody. It could be one of our sons, could be one of our friends, could be somebody volunteering to come over here and help us, and they end up getting killed by a falling fish tank. That is something that would make the news. But that's what I worry about. Or maybe not getting killed, but getting severely hurt or something like that. I don't need to play that game. And you have to think about this. If you look at this channel, if you look at Aquarium Co-op, if you look at King and Queen Cichlids, River Life, I don't care who it is. You look at any YouTube channel that does fish keeping videos, they're always changing. Everything's always changing. Moving into new fish rooms, building a building in the backyard to put tanks in. It's always changing. Now, I'm not saying we're going to build a building in the backyard, but what I'm saying is there's a very good chance that we could be moving that tank again somewhere else in a year or two. I don't want to mess with that. I don't want to. Why go through all of that to bring it down here only to blink our eyes, flip a coin, I almost said. That wouldn't have made sense. But blink our eyes and have to take it right back up the stairs again.
Can you imagine having to move it up those stairs?
I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah.
It is terrifying. And so when I ran this idea by you, I said, hey, I think I want to just leave it there. And you said, it's a good idea. I had this enormous weight lifted off of me. I mean, it was just such a tremendous stress reliever. Yeah, it is disappointing that we're not going to have that big giant tank. It's disappointing that I spent, $300 on wood that we're no longer going to be using for that. I'll figure out something to do with that wood. It's not the end of the world, but it's disappointing, but we have another way of fixing that problem.
Because we're going to give that tank to Bubbles. He's going to have that tank all to himself.
A 360-gallon tank for one blind beta. That's an amazing idea. That's not going to happen. We are going to. This is where this gets. This is where it gets even more fun, because I am going to talk about it. You don't want me to, but I'm going to, because I'm so excited.
About which part?
About what is going to go there.
Okay. But you can't talk about the whole thing yet, can you?
I'm going to mention it, and you can't stop me. Here's the deal, okay? Got to tell the story.
Story time.
I am affiliated with Custom Aquariums. If you don't know that, if you're looking for an aquarium, email me. We'll talk about it. One of the things that Custom Aquariums does is if you order a tank from them, you can actually order those suction cups, those industrial suction cups that you can stick onto the glass, and it gives you a handle that you can use to carry the aquarium around. You're renting them. You're not buying them. They're not giving them to you. They send them to you in a box with your aquarium. You use it to bring the aquarium into your house, and then you put them back in the box that's already got a label on it, and you ship it back to Custom Aquariums. So I messaged Ted Judy, who is the head of their social media thing there. I messaged Ted. He's also a friend of mine. I said, hey, can I just rent the suction cups? He was like, yeah, no problem. So they created this invoice for me. It was going to cost a substantial amount of money. I'm not lying, but I would get it back minus shipping. The amount, most of the money that I paid to do it, I would get back once I returned the suction cups. And I never paid the invoice. And the reason why is because we knew we were not moving the 360 this weekend. We knew we were going to move the other three. But the 360, we were just going to hold off on that for a little bit. When you rent the suction cups, you've only got a certain amount of time to use them, and then you have to send them back. So I was like, I don't want to be rushed. I want to make a better plan for when we are going to move the tank, and then I'll order the suction cups. Well, then we made the decision to not move it at all. So I messaged Ted this morning, and I said, okay, here's the update. We're not even moving the tank down there anymore. So we're not going to need the suction cups. He was like, all right. And I said, instead, we've changed our mind, and we're going to do something else in that spot. And I'm really excited about it. And it's going to be something that I've wanted to do for a very long time. Would you like to make the announcement, or would you like me to? Because I don't care what you say. It's going to be my tank.
No, daggone it.
You go ahead and say what it's going to be.
It's not going to be as fun now.
Okay, it can be yours. That's fine. You can call it yours.
I'm getting.
Make sure you get the fish right, though, because we have to go with what I said.
Well, what size tank is it? Is it a 3? No, it's a 150.
Yes.
Okay, I'm getting a 150. It's going to be all black. The background's going to be black, not like steam fop blue or nothing. The bottom, the substrate's going to be black. Everything's going to be black. We're going to get special decorations put in there, caves
Black.
that are black, and it's going to be filled with lots and lots and lots. I don't know how many, but it's going to be so many yellow labs. And I can't wait. Finally, we're going to have Mbunas again. I'm so excited about that.
Not only, see, it really is, it's ours.
Yeah.
See, that's the deal. It's going to be our tank because you have been wanting another Mbuna tank, and I have been wanting the blacked out yellow lab tank. I've talked about it so many times. All yellow labs, no other fish in there at all, just yellow labs, unsexed,
And
put
they're
them all
gonna
in there.
breed like crazy, and just for the heck of it, I'm going to take one of the mamas out and I'm going to strip her. Maybe not.
Or
No,
just
you know
let her
what?
do her
No,
thing.
I'll let her do her own thing in one of the 10 gallons. Let her spit the fry out and raise those yellow labs up to go right back into the 150. It'll be so much fun because there's going to be so many fry that do get eaten. You know, nature takes
But
its
we'll
course.
never see. We'll never
We
see
won't
them.
know. We won't know. But it'll be nice to just be able to replenish the tank, you know, later on down the road when things unfortunately happen. So
There, if you've ever kept yellow labs, you know that. Did I say yellow labs? If you've ever kept Mbunas, you know they can be a challenge. However, in our experience, yellow labs have always been kind of the easy ones. The Mbunas are always easy to keep as far as water parameters and stuff like that. But aggression is what you deal with quite a bit with Mbunas. I haven't had gum in my mouth the whole time. But yellow labs have always been the ones that they kind of get along with everybody. They're not overly aggressive. They just do their thing. Mm-hmm. And so it's going to be, we'll probably start out with like 24 of them, maybe 2.5 inches. I don't know where we're going to get them from. But I don't want to get little 1 inch, even though that would be fun. You won't be able to see them way back there.
right.
So I want to have something that you can see right away that can make an impact. The tank's going to be way back there, but that's what that is. And so you may not know this, but I am affiliated with what?
Lightning.
With Custom Aquariums. So of course, when I told Ted, this is what we're going to do, you know, we're going to do 150 gallons, 6 foot, 150 gallon tall. I don't know the exact measurements on it, but I think it's 30 inches tall, 6 feet long, and however deep. I used to have one that size when we had our shop. It was my favorite tank ever. And so that's what I want to get. And so Ted asked me, you know, what are you going to do? Where are you going to get that from? And I'm like, I don't know. We made this decision this morning. Mm-hmm. That we're going to do this not with the 360. That was a decision that we made yesterday, but the decision to get the 150 we made this morning.
Yeah, it was super quick.
So when he asked me that, I was like, we don't have a plan because we literally made the decision 5 minutes ago. And he's like, well, let's talk. And so since I am affiliated with them, I sell tanks for them. Hopefully maybe they'll offer me a deal. I don't know, but we're going to have to buy a tank anyway. I love their stuff. Mm-hmm. So might as well order it from them. And I want to just do another turnkey, just everything. The only thing we'd have to buy is heaters and lights. And I'm okay with that. Yep. The only thing we have to buy, that sounded wrong. That did not come out right. I did not mean it that way.
In addition to getting the rest of the stuff.
The only thing we have to buy on our own, we have to buy the tank, obviously. I mean, but the only thing we have to buy that's not going to come from Custom Aquariums would be the heaters and the lights. So I want to do a contemporary stand, black, already done, have them paint the background already done. Everything is going to be done. Bring it in, set it up, put the heaters in it, put some lights on it. Got to be good ones. Got to get good lights. And we'll be ready to rock and roll. Just got to find out where we're going to get the fish from. So, and I will not have nightmares over carrying a 150 gallon tank down those stairs.
Nope.
Not at all. It's not something I can do with just one other person. I'm going to need 4 people here probably just to be safe. Yeah, it's overkill, but a couple of strong dudes with some healthy backs could handle a 150 on their own. but I'm not playing that game. We're going down concrete stairs.
Yep.
And I'll probably ask Custom Aquariums to send the suction cups with them. But anyway, it's not a given that we're going to get it through Custom Aquariums. I told Ted, I said, hey, work me up a deal and we'll talk, because we got to buy it anyway. If it doesn't work out there, which I think it will, because I mean, we have a relationship with them, we'll buy it somewhere. We're going to get a 150 and it's going to go there. And so that stand that I spent, I don't know how many hours building, is going to go somewhere else. I don't know where.
Huh?
Wasted all that time. So
I don't know. We could, use it for maybe a catio or something.
We also talked about the possibility of putting the Mbuna tank there, because that's the plan for our 240. Now you can't see me, but I'm actually pointing right there, folks.
Like
So,
where Slim Shady
yeah,
is.
where that piece of furniture is, I'm pointing at it on camera as well as in real life.
Right
It's
there.
kind of funny. But where that piece of furniture is right there is where one of the tanks is going to go and the other is going to go back there. And I feel the 240 is a beautiful tank. It's gorgeous. Mm-hmm. But whatever goes there, we're only going to see maybe 3/4 of whatever tank is back there. I'll probably position it where the end of the tank is, like right here. So that, gosh, this is so confusing. I'll try to put it. How do dentists do it? This is so weird. Where the tank is like right here, so that you can see the whole thing. My head's not blocking it. So I think the Mbuna tank would be really, really nice to go right there.
And next week, I'm going to have to be sitting this way more, because there's going to be a tank behind me.
That's very true. Very, very true.
Finally.
It's going to be way back there. So yeah,
my discus tank will be back there.
We are still moving the two 125s and the 240 down here this weekend. We've had a few friends, and there was even some YouTubers that were talking about coming here. And I told them, I said, hey, you were talking about driving from like 8.5 hours away. I said, look, we're just going to be moving the 3 tanks. I don't know that it's going to be worth it for you to make that ridiculously long trip out here. I mean, and he was like, okay, well, we got another place we'll go anyway. So that worked out really good. I would have felt bad, coming all the way out here. Moving a 360 gallon tank is kind of an event, and I can understand wanting to be involved in something like that. But to come here to move a couple of 125s, that's not worth it. The 240, but anyway. So there you go. That stand that you see right there is going to be moved out of here. I don't know when, because who knows when we're going to get the new tank. There's another thing, though, that I never really talked with you about, but that stand, folks, takes up a lot more room than you might think. And so I started kind of feeling like, this is kind of closing the room in quite a bit. It might look way back there on camera, but it's not. It's 15 feet from me. What do you think that's about, 15 feet? 12? I don't know. It's not as far away as it might look on camera. And it's 3 feet deep. And then you got to have
Definitely,
it, a foot off the wall.
Water.
So yeah, I'm actually kind of relieved, because the 150 will only be like, it's not even 24 inches deep, but I don't think it's 18. I don't know how deep it is, but it's going to take up a lot less room over there, and it's going to look really good. And I'm super excited because Yellow Labs, yay. So there you go. That is the update on everything that's going on. Unless something catastrophic happens, or for some reason nobody shows up on Saturday, you will see those tanks
They
there.
better show up. I have been completely ripping apart my beta sorority. My 125 is a hot mess.
Well, we can handle the 125s, me, David, CJ, and maybe one other person. We can get the 125s down here. It's the 240 that I worry about more than anything else. But, I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh, here's the other thing. You see my camera on the tripod right there. Boy, was I making a really good video of building
really
that stand.
were.
I had all kinds of footage to build a stand that we're not going to use.
Yeah, but you can still do the video because you build a stand for a tank.
I guess it could be something I could have some fun with and just be
Yeah.
like, okay, I showed you how to build the stand. Now I'm going to take it apart and do something else with it. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, that's the plan. I'm excited about it. I feel really good about it because I don't have to worry about anybody getting hurt. Sure. Yeah. Somebody could get hurt bringing the 240 down here. I think it's unlikely. We've carried that tank a couple of times before. I say we. It hasn't been we. But we've moved
Not
that tank
me.
a couple of times. Our oldest and one other person moved that tank from our basement in our other house, walked it up a hill, put it into a trailer by themselves. I mean, it's not going to be as difficult as the 360 would have been. So I feel better about it. I am a little bit bummed that it's not going to be back there for us to look at, for you to look at and me to look at. But you know what? I'm going to have a beautiful yellow lab tank. And you know what? The Oscars and the arowanas and the Severums that we have in the 360, they've still made plenty of appearances on the channel. They've been in videos very recently. I mean, I did the walkthrough last week. They've been in a couple of episodes of 10 Things. We're putting them in videos. You're still going to see them. They're just not going to be in the live
The
streams.
360 is now Reno's tank. Reno has just got a 360. He is the boss of those arowanas and Oscars and Severums.
Yeah.
I mean, technically he is. He gets up there and he looks down at them all the time and
Well,
teases
and
them.
the other thing that we spent money on that turns out we don't need is that big 150-gallon stock tank from Tractor Supply. We could take it back, but no, we'll put it in the backyard and you can have all kinds of fun with it. No big deal.
Oh, I forgot about
That's a good
that.
problem to have.
The cat's like playing hide and seek in it right now in the garage.
Well, we'll have to do something fun with that in the backyard or whatever, and we'll we'll grow some guppies or something in it. But
Yeah, guppies.
anyway, that's what's going on here. It might sound like bad news, but it's not bad news. It's not bad news at all.
It's good.
I feel really good about it, and I'm really excited. I can't wait to be able to talk with you. I talk to you every day about it, but you, the audience, I can't wait to talk to you about what we're going to be doing in that garage. It's going to be a big thing. It's very, very exciting, and we're a bit away from actually being able to talk about that. I did get some good news about that today, though, but we'll talk about that after the stream. So
About what?
about our project in the garage.
Oh,
I got some
yeah.
good news about it today,
Oh, can't wait.
which started out as bad news and then became good news.
All
Yesterday,
these projects. Wow.
It's
So many
always something.
projects. I cannot wait, though, until this weekend is over because I've got both of the 125s coming down here, and that's going to complete my fish room. And right now, I have a crap ton of plants floating in all of my 10 gallons and my 75 or 90 gallon, my 90 gallon tank.
75.
Is that one
That's
70?
the 90.
Yeah, whatever. I can't keep track. But anyways, I have all the plants from the 125 floating around, and I have a massive shipment of more stuff coming in that I ordered from Aquarium Co-op, and I can't wait because I like shopping online for fish stuff. So that's exciting. So I'm going to be so busy this weekend into next week, scaping my tanks and just getting everything just the way I want it. Because I think I'm going to go ahead and keep the same scape for the 125, but probably do the plants a little different. Like still do the stone and the wood and the substrate very similar to the way I had it, but do things a little different with the plants. So,
Easier plants.
well, it's not so much easier. I just want to make it more homey and enjoyable for the betas. So I And there's a couple fish I'm going to leave out that
Oh,
like
bum, bum,
to
bum.
that like to mess my plants up a little bit. But
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
get a few extra other things, but less of something else. But the betas will still be there. So
So let
excited.
me get through these real quick, and then we're going to get into yesterday's community post that you put up. Lefty 321, you know who you are, with the $2 saying that he is here. We're excited to have you. Katie's almost living the dream, became a new member, and I think she's been a member before,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
she probably just renewed, which is very cool. Glad to have you back. Rando M, happy birthday, John. Took me a second to figure that out. HBD. Thanks for all you both do for the hobby. What?
Oh, I just read a message that Candy said. She said the floating Christmas moss balls are in, and I have to
Great.
order those.
Candy, do you know what you've done?
I'm gonna get them all.
Yeah, that's just tell Corey to take them off the site. They're all Lisa's. Fish Tank Barn, or no, yeah, Rando M. Thank you so much for the happy birthday wishes and the $5 super chat. Fish Tank Barn with the $5. Happy birthday, John. Get some ice cream for your birthday. I had a very special birthday cake that I had a special Father's Day pie, cherry pie. Duh, of course. No one has had even one bite of it but me. It's glorious. It's actually right here. Yep. There is so much junk food right here. You would not even believe I'm going to be 300 pounds by next week. I was definitely spoiled with gummy bears and yogurt covered gummies and cherry pies and cakes, and it's nuts. I need to start running again. Eric Furlow with the $5. Happy Thursday, John and Lisa. It is a happy Thursday.
Yeah, thank you.
I was not excited about streaming tonight because I just felt down. I haven't been sleeping well. I wonder why. And I was extraordinarily tired, but I'm all energetic now. I feel good about it. So thank you, Eric. Fish Room Fever with the poop emoji. And I don't know if he wants me to say it, but he was the one that was going to be coming here. Him and Chattanooga Ed were going to come here to help us out this weekend. And I told him, hey, you can come, but it's probably going to be a total waste of your time. Would have loved to have seen those guys, but, you know, I don't want them to drive 8 hours to do something like that. I mean, that would just be a waste, I feel like. Pixelated Moss with the $10. Today is a good day. I got a 40-gallon tank today, and it's currently set up and starting the cycle. I'm thinking of doing 1 Blackmore, 10 neon tetras, and 2 mystery snails. Would that be good? The Blackmores with the neon tetras, I don't know. They can, you know, you think of goldfish and you think, oh, they're sweet. They're not going to hurt anything. Oh, they will.
The water parameters, too, would be a little off.
Yeah,
I think the snails would be fine, though.
Snails will be fine. I would think again on the neon tetras.
Yeah,
I'd be afraid.
Like white cloud minnows.
Yeah, those are absolutely perfect. Danios, we've done and did not like them with goldfish because they're just so crazy. And they drove the goldfish nuts.
They were stressing the goldfish out.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just put some thought into that.
They were stressing me out today trying to catch them in the 125.
They are the worst fish on earth to catch. But congratulations on the new tank. That is very exciting, though. Lefty, again with the $5 Happy B-Day. You don't look a day over 21. Now where's that hat? Yeah, you are telling lies about me looking 21. But maybe tomorrow I'll shave and I will. I'm going to put some Just for Men in this bad boy because it's almost Kenny Rogers color now. And bless him, you know, rest his soul. But yeah, that I just really turned this grim, and I'm sorry. Deep fried apple pie in my eye, cherry pie.
Yeah.
In my eye right there with the $2. Real men play The Sims, John. Yeah, see, I'm not going to get into something like that because I would lose everything because I'm a one video game at a time guy because I play them at such an obsessive level. I like the open world games and stuff like that. It's just nuts. When I'm done with Days Gone, I will probably not play another video game for a year because it runs my life. I'm going to be playing it as soon as we're done with this live stream tonight. But anyway, Daniel Gregory with the $5 from somewhere. Happy 200K, guys, and happy birthday, John. FYI, this is British pounds. See, he knew. That's
Nice.
awesome.
Thank
I
you.
see the oddball E, and I always just assume it's euros. So
Gotcha.
thank you for that. Eric Furlow came in again with the $5. I got a 125 last week for my wife's saltwater, and I got another one for my Africans this week.
Whoa.
The MTS struggle is real. See, he bought that new pickup truck, and he's looking for reasons to use that pickup truck for what a pickup truck is
Right.
for, and that's picking up
Nice.
large fish tanks. You didn't think I would remember that, but I remember things, especially men talking about getting new pickup trucks. Johnny, sorry, brother, with the Canadian $5, love your videos. You guys have motivated me to stay interested in this hobby. The best things anybody could ever say to us, because that's what we're trying to do. We just want to help keep fish keepers fish keeping. That's our part in this hobby. Kaler's Aquatics says cool and gives us a $2 pair for that. Bob likes the idea of the Mbuna tank, I think. So that's very cool. Thank you for that. Lefty came in again. This guy just won't stop throwing money at us. Yay. So glad you're getting your Mbuna tank, Lisa.
Yay.
And John.
Thank you, Lefty.
You saw it happen live on this live stream. It is our tank. It's going to be the only tank in this entire house that is ours.
Okay.
That's mine. The 240 is mine. The 360 is mine. And Scott's tank over here is mine. All of the rest are hers. And so
And they're everywhere.
they are everywhere. And it's kind of ridiculous that we're going to get another one and you want to take that one too.
It's so funny because I was like, I'm finally going to have all my tanks in my fish room, but then I've got the 2 beta sororities up in the living room. I've got my other nano tank in the dining room. Then I have my King George tank in my office. Yeah, I kind of have tanks everywhere.
They're all over. You have a problem.
Yeah.
Other than John. Leo Contreras with the $2. Did it Contreras? I think I said that right. 3 clown loaches or 5 in a 125 gallon. Haps and peacock. Clown loaches get a lot bigger than you think. Most people think of clown loaches and they think of them being this big. They can get like 12 inches. I've seen them. They're actually spectacular when they get that big. I've never had one get that big. 5 seems to be a bit much because in a 125, you've probably already got several peacocks and haps in there, I would imagine. So you're going to go and add another 5 clown loaches that can get this big. I probably wouldn't do that. Hey, buy a 150 like we are and put them in there by themselves. Clown loaches are a lot cooler than people think, but no, I mean, I would stick with 3. They're not the fast growers like peacocks are, and they're going to hide a lot. Maybe that's why you wanted to get 5, but no, I would stick with the 3. And that's even pushing it. If your hop and hap and peacock tank is heavily stocked, then you're still kind of pushing it. Hopefully you've got some big filtration on there. Is it Pipex or Pipex? I'm not sure, but it's a cool name with the $1.49, and he put up a picture of a hamburger with lettuce and tomato and cheese. Sounds good to me. Thank you so much for that. Melissa Jeswald, $10. All of my guppies died. I have to break down the tank and figure out why. Any inspiring words?
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, you're better. You're the nurturer. You're better at this than I am.
No, it's really sad because she cares about her fish. So, I mean, I'm wondering, unless it was a disease, like, could you tell it was a disease? If it wasn't a disease and it was something else, like maybe bad, no offense, but bad water parameters or something like that, you might not have to break it all the way down. You want to keep that cycle going. So maybe just...
I don't know. If every single fish in the tank died, you might as well break it down and start all over again.
I would.
would.
To be on the safe side.
I would.
I'm just, like I said, I was thinking sometimes things do happen. And it's not, I mean, it could have been chlorine in your water that you didn't know about that came out of the tap.
It's happened to us.
It happened to us.
Recently.
Well, it was like 6 months ago. But anyways, you should just go ahead and break it down if you feel like you need to. If you think it was due to disease or something, then it's better to be safe than sorry.
When you think about everything in a tank being wiped out at one time, you think of a major disease. Could be.
Could be.
I would think a disease would be something that would pick a few off here, pick a few off there, and not all in one big, like a lightning bolt.
That's why I was saying
So,
it sounds like it could have been due to a water parameter issue or something was off with the water more than a disease. But I could be wrong. I'm not there. I don't know. I didn't see. So
I agree 100%. But I also, to expand on that, it could have quite possibly not involved a water change, but it could have been something like an ammonia spike or something like that happens if we get behind on our maintenance or something
and
like that.
You lift up all the decorations and just all that bad stuff, all of it just comes out and it just causes a really bad ammonia spike. And
usually, there's something drastic that's happened that causes that. But you know what? The beautiful thing that it sounds to me like is that you don't want to go anywhere. You want to stay with this beautiful hobby.
That's good.
So that's a good thing. You don't want to miss out on this glorious hobby and this beautiful community on YouTube. So you know what? Break it all down, set everything back up, start from scratch, set it all up again, make it all cute again. And
you know what? I'm wondering, Melissa, where are you from? Are you from Virginia? Because I'm wondering if you had said before that you were from Virginia.
Why would
I
that
might
make a
be
difference?
thinking of somebody else
Why would that make a difference?
because I have an idea.
Oh, okay.
But I need to know.
Well, be watching the chat and you will find out. I'm going to do a couple more of these and then we're going to get into your post from yesterday. Old Fish Guy with the $3.99. Can't wait to see the yellow lab tank. I am as excited about this tank as I was the arowana tank. I really am. I was so excited about having arowanas and Oscars again, and I still am excited about it. But I'm so excited about this tank because I've wanted this for so long. I've wanted this blacked out yellow lab
She's
tank.
from Boston. Never mind.
Ah, geez.
Darn it. I thought you were the person that I thought you were somebody else.
She has to go whack the dog and park the car. I love the Boston accent. I wish I had a Boston accent. I really do. Anyway, Old Man Joe, wait a second. We had two old guys in a row, Old Fish Guy and then Old Man Joe with the $5 Bubbles, hashtag Bubbles 360.
Love it.
Happy birthday, John. My struggling tonight. Floating Christmas moss ball looks like Albert Einstein. That's funny. Those are quite interesting looking.
I just realized, and I'm interrupting, I do apologize.
You're not interrupting, it's your show.
But Mary Page Flynn, you are who I was thinking of that was from Virginia, and I was getting Mary and Melissa mixed up. So, oops. She's from Portsmouth. Mary.
I'm pretty sure we say Portsmouth, not Portsmouth, but I love you. So,
You know what? I pronounce it the way it's spelled. Portsmouth. Portsmouth. Portsmouth.
Moving on. Stephen P2003 with the $10. Happy birthday to John. Today is also my late grandmother's birthday. She's been gone for 11 years, but her annual birthday gift to me was always a $10 bill. Isn't that sweet?
And he gave it to you.
And that is a very, very
That is so
special
kind.
gift.
That's
Thank you so much for
sweet.
that. Killers Aquatics, keep it up with the $5. The exercise, which is what I'm going to need to do after consuming all of this junk food. Y'all can't even see it. It's a lot. It's a lot of junk food sitting right there. So yeah, I'm going to need to do that.
Killers Aquatics, he is involved with a rescue, and he does work at a shelter, volunteering and stuff. And there is a rescue, if I'm not mistaken, Bob, you might have to correct me in chat, but the Ark and they are raising money for to help the shelter animals and stuff. So just thought I'd throw that out there. Maybe if Candy wanted to stick it in the link or stick the link in chat or something. But they're so close. They're like so close to reaching their goal.
What is their goal for? What are they trying to do?
To help the animals and keep the shelter running.
So it's not like they're working on a big project. They just need to keep the lights on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I can imagine it would be very difficult to run a business like that.
Especially right now. I mean, I came home yesterday and told you about all the cats I saw on my walk, and I was just like, oh, this is really getting to me because it's just hard to see that. I count cats and bunnies when I go on walks. I go on daily walks usually in the afternoon with my daughter when she gets off work or whatever. It's usually around 6 o'clock at night. And it's sort of a game, and we count how many bunnies and how many cats we see on our walk. And sometimes it's 20 bunnies and 7 cats, or 18 bunnies and 10 cats. But it's a fun little game, but it also opens my eyes up to how many strays are out there, and it makes me sad.
And she comes home every day and she tells me how many cats, and I have to say the same thing every time. I have to say no. I have to say we can't save them all. We've got how many rescue cats in here? We can't save them all. I'd love to. Maybe someday we'll have a facility that we can do that, but we can't do that right now. I would love to, but anyway. Deborah McRoberts, I want to do a couple more of these, and then I want to talk about Glofish, because we're already 52 minutes in, and we haven't talked about that yet. Love your videos. I would love a Q&A live stream for tank issues. 25-year fish keeping vet, and I'm struggling. 25-year fish keeping vet, and you're struggling. That's the interesting thing about this hobby, is you can be doing it for 25 years. It's about how long I've been doing it, and you're still learning stuff. Yeah. And the day you call yourself an expert is the day you should quit, because I'm learning things every day. I say things on videos sometimes that are wrong. The other day said, algae is a plant. I mean, I was supposed to say, think of algae like a plant, but nope. In 10 things, I said algae is a plant because I'm stupid. But that's, we all make mistakes. We all say stupid things sometimes, and we all struggle, but we keep going. And that's what the beautiful thing is. Live Q&A, though, is very difficult to do because fish keeping is such a broad topic. When we used to live stream, it would only be African cichlid people. And we're pretty...
No, it was just you. It wasn't me.
Well, yeah, it was just me. And it was almost always 100% questions about African cichlids, which I'm not going to tell you I'm the foremost expert in African cichlids, but I've done a lot with them. We've bred hundreds of thousands of them. And, we're pretty knowledgeable when it comes to African cichlids. So that was easy. But when you start getting into plants and all of these other diseases and all of this kind of stuff, it is a challenge. And I'm not scared of it, but when you open it up to everything, that can make things pretty intimidating. Now, I know Aquarium Conversations is going to be upset. No, I'm going to do this one real quick because it's a $2 super chat. I'm a Steelers fan, so the Mbuna tank sounds awesome.
You know what?
This is why it's not a cobalt blue tank. It's
or one with burgundy fish.
Well, I mean, he likes it because it looks like the Steelers. Steelers, don't you say penguins. If you call that a penguins tank, I'm not putting Mbunas in there. I'm not doing it.
You might want to stop.
I don't hate the Steelers, but boy, do I hate those Penguins. I don't hate the Pirates either. All the teams from Pittsburgh are fine with me, except for that stupid hockey team. Anyway, we are going to get to the rest of the Super Chats here in just a little bit. But
why? Because you don't like Sidney Crosby?
No, it has nothing to do with Sidney Crosby. Everybody always says that. Yes, he's a crybaby, but it's because it was the Penguins that knocked the Caps out of the playoffs every year for like 5 years straight. And I'm sick of that. And I'm sick of how good they are, is what it is.
Yeah, but who won the cup last?
Well, they didn't win it last, but
The
between the
last
Penguins,
time.
between the Penguins and the Caps,
You
yeah,
know
the
what I
Caps
meant.
were the most recent. Yeah, you're
The
right.
last time.
Yesterday, you put up
Poll.
a community post, and it was a poll. You've been doing this every Wednesday, and it's a lot of fun. And the amount of people that are voting in these polls
It's
is
so,
outrageous.
and you don't expect what the outcome's going to be. It's like a little bit somewhere else usually than what you expect. Like with the African cichlid one, and
It's a lot of fun, and
It
you
is
know what?
fun.
The African cichlid one, if you had put that up 4 or 5 years ago, it would have been a completely different
oh,
poll.
absolutely.
But now, I've been saying it for a while. They are down. Maybe the yellow lab tank will bring them back. Who knows? But they're still very popular, but they're not as popular as they were 4 or 5 years ago. They will be again someday. But
Somebody had the nerve to say that they were boring fish.
yeah, that person was someone who is probably dumb.
And I had to respond to that because I was like, African cichlids are not boring. They're the most active, colorful freshwater fish. I don't know if I said freshwater. I think I said, did I say freshwater? Because someone turned around and said something about saltwater. And I was like, I wasn't even going there. I was saying freshwater. But they're so active. They're not boring.
They're practically Danio active. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, boring is that was, let me tell you what that was. And we have these people, and we love these people because they bring a little flair to the comment section of our videos. But that's just somebody looking to piss people off. That's
Yeah.
what that was. That's not somebody that really feels like they're boring, because there's no, African cichlids are a lot of things. Boring is not one of them. I mean, and so that was just somebody looking to ruffle some feathers, and he did. He ruffled yours.
Yeah.
But yesterday's post was, it read as follows. I will read it to you now so you don't have to go look at it. Glofish, yes, glofish, are one of the most controversial freshwater fish in the hobby. I think they're more controversial with us than anyone else. But anyway,
I don't know. I know quite a few people that feel the same way.
who knows if they'll ever go away, but the important part is while they're here, they need to be taken care of properly. I think most fish keepers would agree with, wait a minute, why did it get cut off? Let me just go to I'm sorry, pardon me here okay. I think most fish keepers would agree with that, even if they would never keep them. Would you ever own a glowfish? Over 10,000 votes, which is just nuts. I put up a poll, it gets like 300 votes. You put up one, it's 10,000. But
Maybe I have better ideas.
this is why you're doing it and I'm not. The responses, it's pretty surprising.
In the comments, I mean, people had
There's 225 comments
yeah,
on this.
there's a lot of different opinions. Some are strong opinions, some are sweet, comments and stuff that, I like the ones that are about people that the glowfish got them in the hobby. That's what got them started. Or, they're in the hobby and they want to get their child in the hobby. So that's what got the child in the hobby. But they're there together doing it. I like that. So there were some really nice
I mean,
things.
we could go over and over and over again how we feel about them. And what we've said all along is that, unfortunately, a lot of people that come into this hobby on impulse. Whether it's buying betas, they're like, oh, that would look cute on my desk, or they're walking through the pet store getting dog food and their little child sees the glowfish. They're going to see the glowfish before they see anything else. And they say, Mommy, I have to have one of those.
It's that spontaneous buy. Like you're purchasing just spontaneously. You're not
on impulse, yeah.
You're not thinking it through. You're not cycling the tank. You're not doing the right thing before you buy the fish. think that's where you're going with
It's
it.
exactly where I'm going with it. And that is not always, but a lot of times that can be a problem. And this is why the focus of our channel for so long, people criticize us all the time about, I'm not going to say some of the things because then people will know I'm talking about them, but I see comments all the time about our content. It's very generic. It's almost like we're talking to children. We are trying to help those people. We want to keep those people fish keeping. We're not against those people. We want them, if they bought their tank on impulse and they happen to come to YouTube to learn how to keep the fish, we want to help them keep the fish, whether they're Glofish or not.
And whether the person is 10 years old or 50 years old.
That's right.
So
So there's never been a time ever, because a lot of people get offended when we talk about Glofish, and you did say something kind of mean about that.
yeah, but you wrote the script
I know, I did.
back then for me to say.
But the thing is,
And
you're
I was
right.
a Ron Burgundy and said it exactly the way you wrote it.
I know. I take responsibility for that.
I have learned not to do that anymore.
Yep. She says it in her own words now, and it's much, much better. But people are upset with us as if we are insulting them personally. We're not saying if you are someone that keeps Glofish, you're a bad person, we don't like you. That's not what we're saying at all. We love you because you're a fish keeper. And this is a beautiful community. We all work together and we all try to help each other. We want to help you. We want to be the one that helps you get through the pitfalls of new fish keepers. We want to help that. There's plenty of YouTube channels out there that are great for the absolute advanced elite fish keeper. That's not us. I mean, we are not those fish keepers. So we're not going to try to cater our content to those people.
I think that what you mean is that we know how to take care of our fish. We know what we're doing with our fish. We could advise you, but it's probably best for you to go to the people that are more scientifically knowledgeable about it and, stuff like that, where we just like to keep it simple.
Bare bones, very simple. And a lot of our content is geared towards that new fish keeper. Not just the one that bought Glofish on impulse,
Right.
but people that got their first tank, whether they bought it impulsively or not, they're at the fish store, they saw it, they fell in love with it, but now they're falling out of love with it because they're struggling to keep their fish alive, or they're struggling to keep the water clean like we are struggling with that
No, I
tank
have
to keep
an
the water
algae
clean.
bloom right now.
I
I'm
know.
working on it.
I know. But that's the focus of our channel. That's been the focus of our channel since the very beginning. So I've said this before. I go into a lot of houses with my other job and I see these tanks. I see these 5-gallon tanks with 6 glow tiger barbs or glow danios in there. And the water is this far down and the filter's going around and it's not running anymore. And I see this. I see it all the time. And so I'm talking about this from not what I think, but from what I actually see. And that's what we're trying to stop. And I've never, ever, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy that's in a customer's house and says, hey, I have a YouTube channel that could really help you with that mess you got over there. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to do that. But anyway, the results from this poll yesterday, 27% said never would they ever own Glofish.
Right.
We would be in that category. I mean, if we found a situation where we had to rescue
That
some
might
or whatever.
be number 4 or 5. So maybe.
Oh yeah, there it
shouldn't
is.
say that.
Okay, my bad. So there you go. So yeah, 27%. I'm sorry, is never. The second option was absolutely. I love them and already keep them. Out of 10,000 people, 9%. And I'm actually surprised by that. It's higher than I thought it would be. Again, not hating, just it's a little higher than what I was expecting. Maybe one day, still undecided. 20%. 20%, which means 2,000 people are thinking about it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you're a fish keeper and you like them and you want to keep them, hey, more power to you. You go for it. That number surprises me too. That
The
20%.
The maybe ones.
Yep.
Well,
And then the big one, and this is, I think most people would feel this way, and this is exactly what I was saying, and I'm glad you stopped me. The category is, I would never buy one, but I would rescue one, and that was 44%.
right. Because people know, I mean, those are the people that know it's not the fish's fault. So you still want to help the fish, you know.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a while since we've taken a fish in, but
Yeah.
we would do it if we had to. I mean, you know, it's either that or the toilet.
I did the glow tank or whatever, just to kind of
Glow, not glow tank.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I was like, yeah, having one of your moments. An alternative to a glow tank or a Glofish tank, so to speak. And it's not a glow product, like from the glow section or that brand. It's all Pecco branded stuff. So, because I'm not trying to support them.
I've seen a couple of people in the chat say they feel sorry for glowfish because they're injected. These are not fish that are injected,
Right.
folks. This is a genetic alteration, whatever. I don't know how they do it, but the fish are not individually injected to make them glow. So,
I mean, what about those
if that were the
fish,
case, we would really hate them.
like the goldfish that have tattoos on
The
them?
tattooed ones,
Ooh,
yeah.
that bothers me.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that either. So I thought that was an interesting poll. Your polls continue to surprise me. That sounded very weird, and I didn't mean for it to sound weird. Your polls, what? Oh, it's 10:07 at night, and I am extraordinarily tired. We got to get through these real quick because Rack is coming up at 10:30. Carrie Habercorn. Or Habercorn, but I'm going to say Habercorn with the $10. Good grief. Happy belated birthday, John. Put this towards the Yellow Lab Fund. Yes, if we're going to buy 24 of them and they're going to be a good 2 inches or so, they're going to be pretty expensive.
yeah.
So they'll probably be $10, $15 a piece. So you'll be buying one of them for us. Thank you very much for that. That's very
you.
kind of you. David LL, could I put a Severum on, I think you meant in, a 60-gallon tall? Sure. You going to put one in there by itself? Just one? Why not give them a friend? Why not put a couple Severums in there? Severums get to be a good size, but not so big that they can't fit in a 60-gallon. I think you're totally fine there. But give them some friends. Maybe put a couple 2-3 Severums in there. You'll be good to go. Hopefully you're still watching and didn't bail because you put that in. It was only 20 minutes ago. Dylan Russell with another $10, another Yellow Lab purchased. I have 2 Tiger Oscars. Both are 5 inches. They had faded color since a few days after I bought them 3 months ago. Is it because of the 8-inch Red Devil female in with them? The tank is 210 gallons. That is absolutely a stress thing. That is, it could be a stress thing, or it could be, don't be offended by this, Dylan. I'm just trying to help you. It could be a poor water conditions thing. However, Oscars are pretty tolerant to a lot of things. You can have Oscars. Don't do this intentionally, but you could have Oscars in some downright nasty conditions and they'll be fine. They'll look fine. But what they'll do is they'll sulk. They'll get down on the bottom of the tank and they'll kind of lean over a little bit, and they'll just make you feel terrible for not doing your job. So they'll definitely let you know physically that there is a problem. But Red Devils are called Red Devils for a reason. And we had a Red Devil slaughter, 2 Red Devils slaughter an Oscar, which you saved, which was brilliant. And we got rid of the Red Devils, but we kept that Oscar.
Yeah. Well, he was family.
Yeah, he was a special pet. Where was I going with that? Oh, Red Devils they're mean. They're called Red Devils for a reason.
They were mean.
And so it's quite possible that they are getting completely stressed out by that Red Devil. So it may come to a point where you got a decision to make. Is it the Oscars or the Red Devils? Because an 8-inch Red Devil is,
Big.
that's a big fish. And Oscars, I don't care what anybody says, Oscars are big babies. I know they can be mean. You can find some mean ones. I've never had a mean one, but they're out there. I know that. Oscars are big babies, and they'll hurt your feelings. When you see them with their big bulging eyes and they're sad, they'll hurt your feelings, and they'll make you despise that Red Devil, even though the Red Devil is a gorgeous, gorgeous fish. Cajun Aquatics, another yellow lab purchased for us. $10 super chat.
Awesome.
Just got our first Dumbo Air Beta. Need ideas for tank mates that are active and colorful. It's a 54-gallon corner tank. Hello.
Wow. You could have a lot of fun.
That's a
with
resort
that.
for that fish. Good grief.
Wow.
Well, you're the beta lady,
Yeah,
so
I mean, you could do guppies. I've done guppies before, bigger guppies, so they can handle their own. Let's see, some neon tetras, cardinal tetras, some of your smaller.
Harlequin rasboras.
Well, I would actually do schooling fish just because they move around together so quickly.
Harlequin
Okay,
rasboras.
Harlequin rasboras, John. And, that way the beta's not like harassing just one or something. If they're all schooling around, gives them more of a chance to not be bullied by the beta. And some cories, put some little cories down there. And, yeah.
I am a sucker for Harlequins. So Dylan, or not Dylan, Cajun Aquatics probably knew I was going to say Harlequins, but they're just so nice. They don't bother anybody. They're beautiful. Mm-hmm. They don't get huge, but you've got it in a 54-gallon tank, so you're fine. I'm a sucker for them. I love them. We could take that 150 and just put like 75 Harlequins in there. I'd be happy with that too.
I mean, the yellow labs, that's already decided.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, Ted, maybe 2 150s is what we need to talk about. Anyway, Ted's not watching this. Cindy J with the $5. You can try. All right.
Oh, we were talking about the cats, and you said I can't have any more to save.
Of course, you just automatically go right to the cats. I don't think that's what Cindy's talking about.
I'm pretty sure she was referring to
I don't think that's what it was at all.
Yeah.
But thank you. Thank you for that. I don't know what you want us to try, but, we're up for a lot of things.
She wants us to try to save the cats. Just say.
We've
I'm just telling you that's what she's saying.
We've saved a lot. We have food outside for them. We've got food outside for the rabbits. We've got a zoo, and the neighbors are probably going to start complaining. I'm just saying. David Glass with the $5. I have a 60-gallon tank with 5 peacock cichlids. Can I put a Venustus? Can I put in Venustus? If so, how many? I don't like that idea. Because Venustus
get really big.
Get really, really big. I don't have a problem putting Venustus with peacocks. We've done it many times. It's the one fish that I do believe is missing from my 240. I feel like I need one of those, and I feel like I need a trout. But
like Vinny.
Vinny was the guy. He was awesome.
The guy. And it's so funny that he was given to us
because he was mean
at a fish club because he was mean.
Well, he wasn't given. I paid $25 for that fish, but
I
he
don't
was a solid 10 inches.
He was huge
when we got him.
And I remember we got him some girls because we were going to try to breed them.
Mm-hmm. And they spawned a lot, but it never took.
Yeah.
And that was sad because Venustus are so big, even the females, you would see just this mass of eggs in their mouth. And they would be like, oh, that's so exciting. And then nothing would end up happening. You'd come back 3 hours later and they'd be gone. Yeah. We already did David Glass. So thank you, David Glass. Marty Borst, good grief with the $20 and just says, you are amazing with the celebratory pear. I love YouTube's little pears. That is so nice of you, Marty. Thank you so much for that. Marty, one of my favorite names because I am such a big nerd for Back to the Future. She doesn't like Back to the Future, Marty.
I don't like Back to the Future.
She doesn't like Back to the Future, Marty.
Hello? I just don't like it.
I'll never
I
understand that
don't
about
know
you.
why. It's weird because I know it's like one of those movies that's super popular back in the day and stuff, but I just was never that person. I didn't like that movie.
Back to the Future and Back to the Future 2. Back to the Future 3, I can do without.
There was more than one.
There was 3.
Oh my god.
Listen to me. Back to the Future 1 is a masterpiece. Back to the Future 2 is quite possibly one of the best movies that's ever been made. Okay? So I'm just telling you, get with it here. Accept Marty McFly into your life because he is, anyway.
And that was Michael J. Fox, right?
That was. And you know what's interesting?
I liked him in that show he was on.
Family Ties.
Yes, Family Ties. I loved Family Ties.
Do you know, get ready to watch Lisa freak out here because one of her favorite people is the hockey player, number 43 for the Caps.
Wilson.
His name is Tom Wilson. Did you know that the actor that plays Biff, you know Biff in Back to the Future?
I think I know.
His name is Tom Wilson. And he's a YouTuber. I bet you didn't know that.
Why would I know that?
Because I love Back to the Future so much. Maybe you should know it because I love it.
I mean, you got me going when you said Tom Wilson.
His name is Tom Wilson.
And then you went with that.
He's a YouTuber. It's awesome. One of my favorite YouTube channels is Adam the Woo. And he was doing a vlog one day and he's just kind of out and about. And I see him meet up with this guy and I'm like, hey, wait a minute. That's Tom Wilson that he's with. And it turns out Tom Wilson is a YouTuber, but not that Tom Wilson. The Tom Wilson that is not an awesome hockey player. Oh boy, I'm going to butcher this name, and I'm just going to apologize up front. But I think it would be Tiago or Thiago. And I'm not going to try the last name. I'm sorry. I don't know what the R means, but it's $2. It doesn't matter what it means. It is a happy birthday to me, love from Brazil. So that is some type of Brazilian currency, and it is very much appreciated. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry for butchering your name. Kaler's Aquatics wanted to contribute what could be for another yellow lab, but instead he wants it to go to the Boston Accent Training Fund.
Aww.
Now that's a guy with a strong Southern drawl. So I think my Boston accent's probably a little better than yours, Bob, because I think it's that Tennessee draw that he's got. I can do me a Tennessee accent. I'm not going to do it though, because then you'd be giving me money for the Tennessee Accent Fund. Cindy J, my parrot cichlid has black on his fin tips and underneath. Will this go away naturally? He's in a 40-gallon now after being rescued from a family member in a 10-gallon and seems happier. There are a lot of parrots, blood parrots, that have black markings on them, and it's not always a stress thing. We've seen them a lot where their fins can be black. They can have the black tips. We've seen that quite a bit. We had some in our shop.
I remember when we had the.
Yes, I know.
It's
I know where this is going.
Terrible thing that I'm about to say because we were new, like fish store owners, and we were ordering things, and we ordered jelly beans, and those are little parrotfish of different colors, and those are injected. Jelly
They're not
beans,
injected. They're dyed. They're like exposed to some kind of hormone with
it's
dye
really
or
bad
something.
though. Whatever it is, it's not good.
And it goes away.
It does. It goes away, and it makes the fish store owner look really bad because the people will come back and say, my pink fish is orange now, or that purple fish I got is orange now. And they always go through that because we had like a couple that didn't get sold, and I watched it. I watched how they went from a different color to orange, but they went through a phase where there was black in them too. Remember?
Well, and some of them went green. They turned green like they were.
No, they were green, but went to orange.
Well, no,
or
I'm
red.
saying they went from whatever the neon color was that they came to us as, they turned green. Because I think those were whatever the fish is mixed with a green severum and not gold severum, red severum, whatever.
It
Who
was
cares?
just insane. I was like, we will never do that again. That was
It was the equivalent
really bad decision,
of hormoned African cichlids. It was a similar thing to that.
Yeah.
You know, you go to Petco and you see the 1.5-inch peacock that's bright screaming blue.
right
It's not natural, folks.
for a male to be.
Right. And then, but it makes the females look that way too. So they end up, 3-4 months from now coming back to the store saying, do the males sometimes turn into females? It's like, no, that's
My male just had babies.
Yeah.
My male has this big mouth.
Nobody ever got that from our store. But anyway, the M8Y87. I'd like to know what that means. Thanks for your amazing videos, new fish keeper here. Thank you for the $3 and thank you for watching. I'm glad that they help you. That's what we're. Whoa, I've seen something.
I'm stuck to the chair. I'm like, don't make fun of me. I know everybody knows what I'm talking about. I'm wearing shorts. I'm on this leather chair and my legs are stuck to it. Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit more information than everybody needed, but there you go.
David LL with the $5. LL Cool J. We've only got 9 minutes left. I'll put him with my electric blue Acara and small community fish. Also, happy birthday. P.S. We share the same birthday month. Yay. What was he talking about? Okay. I don't remember what he was talking about, what kind of fish that is, but good. I'm glad you figured that out. That's awesome. Logan Keeney became a new member. I've got to move quick here, folks. I'm very sorry because it's getting late. Gilbert Sanchez, I'm curious, could I put an antler bought from pet store in a fish tank? I've never heard of that. I don't think I like it though.
Oh.
Because they have the marrow in them, which, they sell them at pet stores to be like chewed on by dogs. And they have the marrow in them. That's what the dogs are going for, is that marrow. Would that leach out into the tank? I don't think I like that idea, Gilbert. My father's middle name was Gilbert. I don't like that idea. But, maybe ask others to see if someone else has done that. I like the idea because I think it would look cool, but I don't like the effect that it could possibly have, because I don't know if that would have a negative effect on the aquarium. And so I don't want to tell you can do it and then all of a sudden your fish all get poisoned. HEPA Aquatics with the $6.99 Canadian.
Oh.
What? What?
Go ahead.
Hi, John. How is it you have a beautiful, clean tank? You shoulder and Lisa's tank is so murky. Oh.
Because Lisa cleaned John's tank.
Well,
and didn't.
She does that one too, and it's.
I cleaned mine, but it's just having an algae bloom problem. I'm gonna have to knock it out.
We're struggling a little bit.
Unfortunately.
Thanks for noticing, HEPA Aquatics.
But yeah, John's tank looks beautiful because I clean it.
And because my tank has a bunch of small white clouds and 4 goldfish, your tank has 378 fish in it. That's why it looks like that.
It's got a really bad algae bloom.
Big Red became a member. Welcome to the team. We're super excited to have you. Adder 108 with the $10. Happy belated birthday, John. +1 yellow lab. I love that. Moonstone Aquatics, $5. Thanks for the fun stream. Marty McFly is my dude. And this is out of control here. This might break the record. Did you see this? Logan Keeney came in with a $200 super chat. What did we do to deserve that? Good Lord Almighty. Is it showing up at the top of the screen?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Good. It's going to be up there. Believe me, it's going to be up there for the rest of the stream. If you had done that.
Rack stream, it's going to be up
there. It might still be up next week when we start because that's they give you that red oval and it stays up there for a long time. Good grief. Wow. I'm kind of speechless. I'm speechless with all of them, folks, but $200. Geez. Thank you for all you do. Happy birthday, John. You and Aquarium Co-op are the best.
Aww.
Since I can't jump online and buy from your store, here is a celebration of 200K Lisa, I'm with you. Blah on Back to the Future. Now, Logan, you were one of my favorite people for just a couple of minutes.
And he still is.
I mean, that just, wow. I mean,
That's
we
so
were so
sweet.
close there for a little bit. No, listen, if you don't like Back to the Future, you just haven't watched it and really given to it. Like, really go in on it. And I don't know. How dare you say you don't like Back to the Future? It's the best. I just love it. Crispin Glover is amazing in that movie. And what's her name? I forget her name. The one that plays the mom is amazing in it. Christopher Lloyd is amazing in it. Come on. How could you not love that movie? And Tom Wilson is amazing. So, you know, it's just the best. It's the best.
Wrong Tom Wilson.
Well, your Tom Wilson, I will give you, is significantly better looking. But then again,
And he's going to...
Biff was pretty daggone good looking in 1985 when they made that movie.
My Tom Wilson could kick that Tom Wilson's butt.
He definitely could. And I don't think the actor Tom Wilson would argue that, because he's a big guy. If you remember, Biff Tannen's a big guy, but Tom Wilson's
pretty big too, especially on them skates.
Tom Wilson is like 6'5", and he's an enforcer in the NHL. I mean, yeah.
Love it.
Gilbert Sanchez with the $5. Thanks again, Logan. Wow, that's amazing. Gilbert Sanchez, Back to the Future inspired the show Rick and Morty. Enough said. See, she hasn't watched that show either. And Rick and Morty is amazing. And you're absolutely right. It definitely inspired. Is it just the Doc Brown character? Because I don't think Marty McFly influenced Rick and Morty. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I've only watched like 10 or 12 episodes of Rick and Morty, and I love it. My favorite is Mr. Poopy Butthole.
I've never watched that show, and based on the name you just
probably
said,
won't now.
I probably don't. I'm not missing much.
There is a character on that show named Mr. Poopy Butthole. Matt Man B is like, great. He said that right before saying my name with the $2. Happy birthday, John. Thank you so much for that. All these people being so generous and so nice tonight. Leslie Ram became a member. I drive 2 Dodge Rams, so I'm a big fan of your last name. Welcome to the team. Joe knows. $2. Spotted Raphael Katz for an Oscar tank. Sure. Because they get big enough. They don't get massive. The spotted Raffies don't get huge. But yeah, why not? I have not done it, so I'm not telling you from experience. But I think you could do it. I think you could pull that off. Brendan Lewis, just another name from another classic movie. What movie has a very funny Brendan in it? Brendan has a vagina. Come on.
I have no
Step
idea.
Brothers. Come on. Welcome to the team, Brendan. I
He
love
hangs out with
your
the
name.
teenagers a lot.
John, I can't read this because the chat won't go down far enough. Oh my goodness, we've got 2 minutes left. Let me get to this. I'm trying to go back to you. There it is. John Luciano. Lucky Luciano's descendant, I guess. When are you going to get a saltwater tank with coral? Probably never. I love the idea of a Fowler tank, and that's probably what I will do someday. I don't think I will do, I don't think I'll do corals. Fowler, fish only with live rock. I could see myself doing that. I love saltwater fish. I just don't know if I could do corals. It's not that I don't like them. It's not that I'm not into them. I love them. I think they're some of the most amazing aquariums to look at, but they just didn't agree with whether it was my water or whether it was my style of maintaining I don't know, but they did not.
You said your style of maintaining.
Well, like maybe I didn't do it
your
right.
Lack of knowledge on how to take care of a saltwater tank.
I mean, I watched a YouTube video. I was an expert.
Oh, that's right.
I watched a couple Coralfish 12G videos when he was like 17, even younger than that. I think I was watching his videos before he went to college. But no, I mean, it was, I'm sure it was me. I wasn't doing it right, But I love reef tanks. But I'll say with reef tanks, right now I'm at the place where I love looking at others' reef tanks, but I don't know if I want to have my own because they're so expensive. And if a coral dies that you paid $200 for, ouch.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is that. I think we are to the end of the super chats. And once again, guys, what kind of pleco is behind John? It is a blue and white speckled one. That's not real. I hope you know that. I hope I'm not insulting you by telling you that. That is a plushy pleco that is on the outside of the tank. But I'm tricking you by making it look like it's on the inside. There's another one on the other side. You can barely see him peeking out. But come over. I'll show them to you. But can't see them on the stream. Anyway, this was a lot of fun. It's 10:30. We are impeding on Rack's time now, so it's up to you. You got to go.
Hashtag.
Yellow Labs.
What about? Fine, Yellow.
Or Marty McFly.
Okay, Yellow Labs. Hashtag Yellow Labs.
Hashtag Yellow Labs is what we are all going to go over to Rack's live stream with. And that's a way of saying hi from the KGTropicals community, is to give him the hashtag Yellow Labs. Tonight was so much fun. Thank you to all of the people who super chatted. Thank you to the new members. Welcome to the team. Thank you for everyone who said happy birthday and happy Father's Day and all of this. It's sad that it has to end. I've felt so special for the last few days. Thank you all for making me feel that way. And I'm going to let you go ahead and sign off.
Okie dokie. Basically everything John just said.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm just kidding. Have a great night. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. And next week, it's going to be a lot of fun because I'm going to have a new tank behind me. And hopefully this one doesn't have an algae bloom anymore. And it'll be a lot different of a backdrop for both of us, most likely. So anyways, see you next week. Have a wonderful weekend and go see Rack.